Okay, let's get this show on the road. And I'm gonna hold off on hitting the help for a bit just in case we get the Alliance help as the next Alliance 22-hour event. So we'll check back in a little bit. But to start, I am going to. So I've got 2 entries currently for the side quest. So we're going to go and do 1, and then we will jump into the T4B arena. Well, that will be the start, and I think we will, probably stick with the same team we were using yesterday. Let's just check AQ quickly. Let's see what is happening in AQ. Okay, so we've still got 2.5 hours. I think somebody should be able to take. Actually, no. Moon Knight should be fine because we don't. Okay, yeah, let's do that right now. Take out Moon Knight, then go into the side quest. So previously there was a node there where only Cosmic Champions would do full damage and everybody else would do a lot less. So, wait a second. Is that still? No, that's not still the case. I was just looking at the damage I was doing. I'm like, wait, this is not. He's not going anywhere. Come on. There we go. Alright, let's see about getting a couple heavies here. Get the bleeds up on him. Could actually be okay for an L2 there, but we'll go for an L3 to start. And then work our way back to a L2. Mr. Forger, how you doing? How's your morning day coming along? What you got going down? Ooh. So yeah, let's get these bleeds going. We're gonna need some L2s to do some actual damage too. Until we get some L2s going, we're not gonna be doing much damage here. I might need him use his L2. Come. There we go. I could probably use my L1 for a bit of power control here. And we'll go back to throwing the heavies. Or maybe not quite yet. Come on, bro. Work with me. There we go. Thank you. Okay, I don't want him throwing his L1s, and of course that's what he's doing. There we go. We may as well go to another L3. Oh, no need now. Work him up a bit. There we go. So what you got going down, Forger? What you got going down? There we go. That took a bit of time. Did you watch Black Widow and Loki? I did. Didn't you ask me that yesterday? Maybe you're like me and you're old and you forget things. But yeah, neither of them was I overly impressed with. But like I said yesterday, I think it could just be that I wasn't really concentrating. Like I was playing, doing arena when I was watching them, so that could be partly why. Just grinding T4B arena. Yeah, I'm gonna be hitting that myself in a minute. Just want to use one of these entries on the side quest. I think I want to. I guess this is fine. Who would I make a horseman? Yeah, I guess if I were going to do anybody, I would do Archangel would probably make the most sense. Actually, I could do X23. Yeah, I'll do X23 because, yeah, we see Archangel as a horseman quite often, so. And let's go with CGR. No, we'll go with crap. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Cool. Mr. Joe, how you doing? Mr. Taz, how's the day coming along? What are you guys up to? Knocking out the T4Bs? Finishing off your Hercules grinds? Man, I was never going to be doing that grind, but oh, that would have been rough. Rough. Should be able to get the T4B done pretty quick, actually. I'll still start it off with my lowest 5 stars just to get the streak going. And then I can do just over 1 million with my rank 5s, 5 stars. And then it would just be a matter of another 1 million with other 5 stars. Black Widow, I have to say, had some meaning because Yelena Belova will be the next Black Widow and she will kill Hawkeye. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, it sets that up, I suppose. Possibly. You're doing the side quest, neither, just getting some milestones at 1 p.m. Arena is done for me till Monday. Okay. Oh, you don't... do you do the T4B? I mean, I guess the T4B started Friday. Let's go... Yes. Let's use Cap as much as we can, even though it is a bit slower using him mainly. And if I'm going to use him mainly, I should have gone with Nick and DPX. But that's okay. Ooh, actually, I just realized I might use Cap the entire way. And because I do have a few revives that need to get used before they expire, so yeah, this might work out just perfectly. That's it. I won't try to kill him, but if we do lose him, it's not a bad thing. Wait, I don't want to lose him like that, though, because that's definitely not the plan. Okay. Have you been keeping up with the side quest, Joe? Because I've kind of been slacking a bit, and that's why I'm doing it now. I had 3 entries last night. I did 1, and now I've still got 2, but I've been trying to keep it down to just 1 a day. 6-star Cap, Lucky Man. Yeah, he was my first 6-star that I was happy with. But it took a long time to get him duped, though. But for what I needed him for, he didn't need to be duped. So, but it's funny because it was for the 6-2 champion fight is why I was happy to get him. And once that was done, I really didn't use him at all after. I think if he had been duped, I may have used him more. But because he wasn't, I really didn't have much use for him. Um, like right now, I would still be using him even if he wasn't duped. But with him duped, I much prefer him. I had 2 today. Okay. I was gonna wait until Deadpool to use Apocalypse, but this is a good one for Apocalypse as well. You won't shrug off my my debuffs. So. Actually, it'd probably be fine just to block through his L2, because I won't be using Apocalypse again probably, or not until closer to the end, which will give him some time to heal up. And we might actually just finish this off right. Yep, there we go. That's one way to get things done. Understandable? Yeah. Yeah, if I had him duped earlier, there are quite a few areas I would have used him. Like, he would have been good for the Mysterio boss in 6-3 with a skill champion. Let's go. Yeah, let's do this. Nick Fury's overrated when you look at it as utility and how hard it is to get. Most cases you cannot get the SP1, and he does not have block efficiency to make up for it in the gauntlet and incursions. Supersonic, how you doing? For incursions, I mainly use him just for synergies. But when you consider the bleed buffs in incursions, the bleed buffs or the dot buffs, he's pretty good. As far as the L1, the only time you wouldn't really be using it too much would only be if you're running suicides. And if you're running suicides, well, he's not necessarily the best option to begin with. But once you've got him awakened, I mean, it's in his real phase where all his damage is, right? But if you wanted to utilize his tactical charges, like early on, you could run Heimdall and Angela, start off, dash back, hold block, and you're going to get an indefinite fury. And that will last you through his LMD phase, and then you get his actual fury when he's in his real phase. I mean, it's kind of shitty if you have to rely on synergies to do it, but it's still a possibility. Once you're in his real phase, the tactical charges are permanent, so all of the different abilities that you get stick around. Yeah, so I mean, the thing with him though is it's all about being in his real phase, right? Like, that's where all of his damage, all of his utility comes. The only thing I don't like though is that once you're in his real phase, well then, yeah, you're just like any other champion, right? You've got one life to live. But if you have him at a decent sig, when you switch over to his real life, he degens a lot slower. Who gives a crap about a champion's viability and incursions? Excuse my French, but Nick is not overrated. Nitpicking a certain content he didn't excel at, and then saying he is overrated. Yeah, but I mean, everybody can have their own opinions, right? So I mean, that was his opinion, and then I'm just disagreeing with it, but giving the reasons why. But no, I could absolutely see somebody saying, saying that Nick is overrated. Now, I don't think that he's overrated in the game, but I think absolutely he could be overrated for someone. And yeah. Because I run suicides, Nick and DPX are almost always on my incursions team. I don't use him pretty much any questing team I have, questing or farming, I have Nick and DPX on the team. So with DPX, I'm not going to use DPX to finish off a fight if need be, whereas Nick, absolutely. any fight pretty much that whoever my main attacker is, if I lose my main attacker, Nick is probably going to be able to finish off whatever fight I'm doing. And often he's fine too for bleed immune characters too. I tested Wolverine as a horseman today for the side quest, and yeah, dude, he would do well for sure. Opened a cab today from the calendar, got 3-star Ebony Maw, sandwiched between 2 6-star Cap IWs. Ouch, dude. That sucks. I think I'm just gonna pop crystals now. I had it with that heart attack induced. No, I would always spin them, just my curiosity, but especially because of some of the videos I've made of like where I miss. So at least I get something out of it. I don't care. I still want to dupe my 6-star Nick. If that's your drip that Nick is overrated, that's on you. Yeah, no, like I said, I totally get that some people. So, I would say Quake is overrated, not for the game, but for me, because I don't use her. I mean, I've got her as an R5, 5-star, but yeah, the only time I use her is in Arena, and even in Arena, I don't use her properly. But I would not say that she is overrated in the game, but she is overrated on my roster. Like if somebody were to look at my roster and be like, "Oh, you've got, Quake, that makes your roster that much better," I'd be like, "No, she doesn't add to my roster at all because she's just never used." Ooh, that's a shitty time to stop. I think the only champion that if somebody were to say is overrated, like, and they mean for themselves, that I would really disagree with would be Apocalypse. Because even if you don't use Apocalypse to fight, he benefits every single mutant. Now, if you were to say that you don't use any mutants, which that would be a lie, but then I could agree with you saying that Apocalypse is overrated. Nick's damage champ is great, but when you need utility right away, he sucks. Let's say there's a Limber Spider-Man, he'll suck for that. Yeah, but I mean, not every champion is meant to be, like, no champion is a counter to every single thing, right? When you say overrated, you mean like my relationship with Ghost, how I would give... Yeah, there you go. But that's it. She's overrated for your roster. Not overrated for the game, but for your roster. Nick is the best skill. He crushes most content. He is so unbalanced for both offense and defense. I don't know if I would say he's the best skill. He's definitely good. Because if you put him against a bleed immune, he's gonna suffer. And to get his true potential, you're working at 30% health, right? Which does not give you a lot of leeway to mess up. Now, if you're playing perfectly, then that's irrelevant, right? That doesn't matter. But I think... Ooh, crap, that's what I get for looking away. I think Hitmonkey is a pretty good bleed champion as well. I haven't used him very much, and he looks a little bit complicated when I read his info, aside from just medium, light, medium. But for bleed damage, I would say he's maybe on par with Nick, or close to. He doesn't bring all of the other abilities to the table that Nick does. But straight bleed damage, I would say they're pretty close. But I would say, at least for what I've been doing so far, Sun Shi is the best skill champion. Not every champ is meant to work for everything. You can nitpick nodes for every champ. Yeah, that's a very flawed argument. Falcon is shit for increased ability accuracy. You can come up with nodes that make every champ not. Yeah, Shang-Chi is the best skill. This Bob Solar. He has 0 skill playstyle and very nice utility like shrugging it slow. He has 0 skill playstyle? What do you mean by that? Oh, like you don't need skill to play him? Not necessarily. Like if you're just playing it parry, hit, parry, hit, no. Where the skill would come in for him is reading the fight, knowing what you need, and changing up his combo as you go. That's where the skill for him would come in. But as far as also a little bit on the spacing for things, because if you want to be getting his heavies in efficiently, so without just parry and heavy, then you have to get good at spacing for different characters. So I think, like somebody like me, I'm okay. I'm not great at the game. I'm not terrible, but he's a really good champion for somebody like me. If I sit and really concentrate, I can get through much harder fights with him. Or if I just start off with a regular combo, ending with a medium, I get a parry, or not a parry, a stun, and a pretty long stun, which is going to allow me to do, a ton more during that duration. And that's the thing too, right? Like some champions I would say are really good because it allows somebody who isn't really, really good to do well. I disagree, and that's wrong as well. Perfect timing makes him excel. With Sung Shi, yeah, if you get the perfect block and the perfect dex, then you're going to increase your chi charges. Ooh, I didn't realize I'm that much closer to another 6-star. Excellent. All right. All Beyond God tier champions can't get massively screwed on some way or the other to downplay Nick because of a dog combination is bullshit. I think he has 0 skill, no intercepting or blocking needed, and easy openings for Shun Shi. Well, okay, so let's see here. And let's just go with Sun Shi. So this isn't going to last very long. So, well, it's not going to last very long anyways because I'm not going to do the whole fight. But following Sun Shi, the best skill when he hasn't proved his viability in the game, he is not used in war nor AQ. Oh yeah, he's absolutely used in AQ. You can use him in war. I don't. I do use him in AQ. Does Sun Shi need awakening? If so, no. He doesn't need awakening. His awakening, it's nice damage wise. So critical hits deal 18% of hit damage as a burst of physical damage. This ability is based on hit damage before checking block, proficiency, armor, and resistances. Shang-Chi can perform critical hits through the opponent's block. Personal abilities that trigger on critical hits will trigger through block. So it's just his ability to crit through block and the extra damage. So it just increases his damage. It's a definite nice to have. No, I think Jacob's trolling a little bit, but that's all good. So this is definitely not going to be a perfect example, but let's see. Okay, so now I've got the slow on him, so his rock stacks are pretty much irrelevant. So I can't get the... There we go. So this is just an example, like one fight where it can be a pretty difficult fight, where he can come in pretty handy for. Mainly because of his slow, but once you get his damage going and you time it right, you can do some pretty crazy damage. And not just this fight, like any other fight in the game. And if you don't get hit, that helps too. Nice to have, but not necessary, yeah. Don't have the 6-star Sing Shi, have a R3 Nick. They're, yeah, very different skill champions. But it's nice to have that diversity in ability, though, on your team. Because like Nick is great for the bleeds, Shang-Chi is great for a lot of the utility, great for some damage. Like they both bring very different things to the team. Okay, so that was just basically. I mean, I wasn't playing that properly. I'm talking whatever, but just goes to show like a fight. It's. I mean, in a technical sense, the thing fight isn't hard. It's just that it can be tricky, mainly because of the rock stacks, right? But with Shang-Chi, you don't need to worry about the rock stacks whatsoever. I use Shang-Chi way more than Nick. I did not use Nick since January. Yeah, so I would if I didn't run suicides, I really wouldn't have Nick on my team very often. He kills in 1 SB2. Yeah. I mean, I was working on a spreadsheet with ASR and our opponents. He was used 3 times last season. I was trolling a bit, but he isn't used nearly as much. No, I know you're trolling. It's all good. So his Awakening, something like Magneto's Awakening. Same how Mags gets the extra damage for his heavies. Chi gets physical damage and Mags gets the damage cap, but Chi gets to crit through block. Yeah. Yeah, so currently I've been using Shang-Chi I'm always using him for farming. Revives and energy refills. I don't use him for... it would be a little bit more team... Okay, actually, let's do this. It's a little bit more team specific, but I could use him for farming health bots. He's not going to be as fast as CGR. He's fun, though, and I mean, sometimes that's really all that matters. So we want to do that. We'll do this, and so this is just a typical team that I would use if I was farming. So we'll go into here. So basically, what we're going to get to about 20 chi charges. We're going to use our L3. We'll build back to another L2, and with that L2, the fight will be over pretty much. Have a good one, everyone. About to go eat lunch. All right, Taz, have a good one. Thanks for coming by and hanging out. I really don't like Winter Soldier in ROL. I just find him very inconsistent. Most other champions in here, they're pretty much the same here as they are anywhere else in the game. But for some reason, Winter Soldier, that is not the case. So we're gonna need more than one L3. I'll still throw the L2 because you'll get the idea of what I'm talking about. Damage-wise. Although you've probably seen videos of his damage, though. So when I get to this, although he's going to be pretty low anyways. So yeah, we could have done that L2 when he was around 50 to 40% and still finish the fight there. But I never said since he was a bad champion. Just think it's a bit disrespectful to Nick, who has proved his viability in war and endgame content, story content. So you're talking about where you've used Nick, right? But I'm talking about where I've used Sung Shi. So for me, Sung Shi is a better skill champion. To say the game overall, yeah, I think that really just depends on where you use a champion and who you prefer to use. Could someone read second to last of yours? When does Sung Shi come to the basic pool? Might start hoarding shards for him. Let me see here. I will tell you in a moment. Oh, and I'll give you the URL too, where I'm gonna find this. Okay, so here's the URL that will tell you when champions are coming to the basic. Sung Shi is September 21st. That's still a ways away. Oh wait, is that? Oh, that's 3, 4, and 5. 6-star basic. But I'm assuming you meant 6-star, right? Richard, how you doing? I saw you sneak in the other day, just as I was ending the stream. But it was, yeah. It was all done. Yeah, so September 21st for the 5-star. October 5th for the 6-star. So for the October 5th, Mangog, Odin, Jabari Panther, Silver Centurion, Sung Shi, Mr. Negative, and Black Widow. Oh, okay. I don't know why. Okay. But yeah, so if you're talking about the 6-star, it will be October. And if you're talking about the 5-star, it will be the end of September. But that link I just posted also will give you that info. All right, so let's get the T4B done because we've only got about 5 hours. So we got a little bit to do here. Fair use in Shi, but Nick is used more, and that's a fact. I would hope so, because Nick's been around a lot longer, right? So he's more accessible. So like that, no, that's not a fair argument. The only way you could have that as a fair argument is if somebody has both Nick and Sung Shi. But to say that Nick is used more, yeah, that's irrelevant because he's more accessible. And we wanted 5 stars and to go. That's a long time. Yeah, that is a while, dude. It should be not too far. It should be around then that he'll be in the basic arena. With considering, I think Hercules. Well, no, Hercules. That's. I think she actually might end up being the highest in the basic arena. Because when it comes to the basic. Yeah, because he was the first champion as a 6-star when the 6-star arena started. This is a good battle, Nick versus Sung Shi. I don't know. I think a better, to compare two champions, I think it'd be better for Nick and Hitmonkey than Nick and Sung Shi, actually. Just because Nick and Hitmonkey are both bleed-based champions. So I think that would be a... And Hitmonkey I really couldn't say much about. I just haven't used him enough. But I think I could argue Nick or Sung Shi a little bit. But yeah, not Hitmonkey. But I do think that would be a fairer argument. Yeah, and it really depends too, right? Because if you're looking at long form content, then Aegon is the best skill. So it really depends what you're talking about. Hitmonkey is one of the most overrated skill champions. Yeah, so like I said, I can't argue with that because I'm just not familiar enough with him. So, yeah, you could say what you want, whether he's good or bad, and I really don't have a response. Give me a couple weeks using him. Well, maybe I'll agree with you after using him a bit, though. Mm-hmm. I don't have a 4, 5, or 6 Nick. What? Wait, I thought you had... Oh, is that somebody else saying they want to dupe their... Yeah, okay, never mind. Orson Shi, just max 3 stars. I have 6 stars. Oh, okay. I have a 6-star Nick, but unduped, so only synergies for now. From what I feel is 3 stars, I do prefer Sun Chi, but it's situation dependent. So if you want to get an idea of what a duped Nick will do, it won't give you a good representation of the damage, but it will give you an idea of the utility if you run Heimdall and Angela with Nick. And you start off the fight, dash back, hold block for a couple seconds, and then you get an indefinite Fury. So then you'll be able to use all of his abilities that are dependent on tactical charges. You'll be able to go unblockable, counter evades, all that kind of stuff. I love Hitmonkey's animations. Yeah, he's... So I got the 2020 Nexus from the July 4th offers, and the first 3 champions were great. It was iBomb, Guardian, and Hitmonkey, and then later on in the reel there was Tigra, and a couple others that I already had, and I was really considering iBomb. But I have him as a max 5-star, and I don't have Hitmonkey as a 5 or 6. So I went with the 6-star Hitmonkey, specifically to try him out. I have him as a maxed R2 currently, but I haven't really used him very much, but I do want to. Here's another debate. I think Reed is better than Void. 1-to-1, no. But if you look at them overall, I would agree. How you doing, Nilo? How is your day coming along? Yeah, what Mr. Fantastic will bring to the team is pretty good. For his debuffs to do, just having them apply to do damage, he needs a synergy. But yeah, if you were just looking at each of them independently, no synergies, then I would say Void is better. But when you bring synergies into it, yeah, I would say Mr. Fantastic is better. Reed is better than Void at everything he does except dots. But that's what Void does, is dots. And Mr. Fantastic, without a synergy, his dots don't do damage. Unless it's the shock. I don't remember, who is it that he needs for that anyways? It's way too hot here right now, literally can't do anything. You know what's crazy? So, 2 weeks ago we had our crazy heat wave, where it got to like high 30s. And this isn't the hot part of the summer for us yet. And since then, it's cooled off from that. But now we're around like 28 to 31, and like that's way warmer than what we normally get. Even like the hot part of the summer, we might end up with a week of 32. Yeah, man, this is going to be a rough summer. I mean, we've had our heat wave. We're probably going to have more of it. We've got these forest fires. You've got floods in Europe. Talking Celsius, yes. Yeah, I'm not in the U.S. The U.S., I think there's I think there's a place in Africa, and those are pretty much the only places that use the imperial system. You know what though? Can you look at the abilities of champion and say one is better than the other? Because doesn't it really matter who's playing the champion? So the only real test then would be somebody who is equally skilled with the same champions. And then I don't know what would be the measure. Would the measure be how quick you get the opponent down? How little damage you take? So I think those things would have to be considered, which I suppose with the Summoner Showdown, that would be a good gauge, right? Oh, maybe not though, because if you look like last year, for the 3 encounters, I think Ghost was like the go-to for 2 of them. And then one of them, I think Gwenpool ended up being the best option. But that doesn't then mean just because she was the best option for one of those challenges, that doesn't make her the best skill champion, right? Hitmonkey is better than Chorus for our Legends run with boosts, kind of secret. Really? But oh yeah, and I guess that's not dependent. Oh, okay, I could see that because it wouldn't be dependent on bleed because if you're just doing a 3-hit combo, all 3 hits are going to be crits, and there's no ramp up. You've got access to your max damage right from the get-go. Huh. And then if the opponent bleeds, it's just a bonus, right? Okay. But in the case I run Suicides and I want as much benefit as possible to my team, I want Nick, but as a standalone champ, if the utility needed watched, are you talking about you're running Suicides without a suicide-friendly main attacker? Because for the Suicide thing with Nick, you need Nick and DPX, right? So that's 2 slots just to drop off the bleed and heal up a little bit. Let's see. Hi, see, how you doing? Thank God these darn Americans with their own measurement. You know what's funny though? There's the Brits that came up with the imperial system, and you guys don't use it anymore. 31 degrees right now? Okay, well that's late afternoon though for you though, right? High 30s is a heat wave where you're from, it's basically like that all the time here, and add the ridiculously high humidity. Yeah, it's all relative, right? But don't forget the structures where you are built for heat, right? Where in the UK or Canada, they're built, well, the UK probably built for moisture, and Canada built for cold. And then your body is conditioned for the cold, or whatever your surroundings are. So it's kind of like in Texas in what was it, January or whatever, it got cold there. Not cold by Canadian standards, but cold by Texan standards, right? And that was a really big problem. Same thing is what happened like where I am. It got hot. Not hot by Texan standards or the Caribbean, but hot for Canada. So it's all relative. The Brits also stole and repopulated America. Well, you guys had control. Well, because I think the biggest land-wise empire of all time is the Mongolian Empire, because they had control from southern China pretty much up to France. But the British Empire is pretty big as well, and the Roman Empire. But I think land-wise, I think the British and Roman Empire probably ruled over more people, but I think the Mongolian Empire had a bigger land claim. Okay. I was going to do the T4B arena yesterday, But I was like, you know what? I'm arena it out, and there's not too much arena to do on Sunday, so get it done today. Buildings in Trinidad aren't exactly built for control of heat, but rather disaster protection. But they're concrete, right? Like they're not wood, are they? And also, airflow is probably a lot better for most of the buildings there than they would be, because for Canada it's insulation, right? Like you want to keep the heat in because of the winters, so which also makes it harder to cool down when it does get hot. Yeah, if like I think what we had 2 weeks ago, I think that is absolutely an anomaly. Um, but like I said, like we're still not really into the hot part of the year, and already it's far warmer than what our hot part of the year normally would be. So if we see this as kind of the new trend, we're not ready. Like infrastructure wise, we are not ready for it. And I don't think we will be. Because like building codes and stuff aren't going to be changed overnight. So we're going to be suffering for a while. Yeah, it's concrete. Yeah, the British Empire would like to thank India, America, Canada, many African countries for hospitality. Yeah, it's got to be fun. Well, I think the EU with the flooding, they've specifically said this is climate change. Climate change has arrived. I think was the what the hell's that called? Not hashtag. Oh my lord. I should just concentrate on what to get a time. Was the headline. Yeah, was the headline. Climate change has arrived was the headline. Yeah, and I don't think anybody disagrees that the climate is changing, right? That's just the way it is, nature. I think the debate or the disagreement or whatever is just how much humans contribute to the change. But I don't think nothing we do or implement now is going to change anything. Whatever changes we make, like whether it be no more gas-powered vehicles or no mining, no whatever it is, for anybody who's able to listen to this right now, we will not see a change because of that. But it will be future generations that will. Mm-hmm. You know, one thing about winter though, it's pretty reliable. Like as far as winter goes, it's just cold. Um, sometimes it's going to be colder than others, but you don't have to worry about all of these other repercussions, right? Like there's no flooding, there's no fires, um, no droughts. It's just damn cold. Okay, so now we will go to the higher ranked 5 stars, and we should get to a million pretty quick. Rich old men just don't want to change to renewable sources because they will make less money. Yeah, and I think, like I was saying, for anybody now, whatever change we make, we aren't going to see the benefit of it, right? So, I mean, if you've got, no stake in the future, no kids, no offspring, no lineage, whatever, well, what do you care, right? Let it all burn. But if you actually care about what's to come after you're gone, then yeah. But now there's this thing where the moon's gonna wobble or something, so it's gonna affect the um, like the tidal conditions for coastal cities, and it's like, oh boy. We thought 2020 was going to be bad. Well, 2021 is like, hold my beer. Oh boy. I'll just stay home and play MCOC. Actually, though, for the title thing, I don't know what the elevation is like for Trinidad Supersonic, but like where my parents are, they're basically at sea level. Um, so, like a few weeks of higher tides would be okay, but if it was like a sustained thing, they could be screwed. Yeah, it's all based on selfishness. Um, well, yeah, but then I mean, there is also those who don't believe that we have any impact, that humans have any impact, which I think that's a little bit ridiculous. Like, of course, we've got impact. It's just how significant and how much it's contributed and what can we do to. We can't reverse it. All we can do is decrease our impact and hope that nature itself um, can offset what we do contribute. Bum, bum, bum. Oof. China and India are slightly worrying with their level of pollution because when it get to that point where it's too hot, a bunch of people would have to migrate. I don't think countries could handle that many people. No. So you know what? The one thing, it is what it is. But I think it's unfortunate, and I don't know. Okay. So the Western world, like North America, the UK, Europe, whatever, we got where we are on coal and dirty fuels, right? Um, but we were at one point developing like China and India. Now we're at a point where we don't need to rely on coal or other dirty fuels or other, really big sources of pollution. China and India are getting to where we are currently, and they're going through the same process that we went through. So for us to criticize them on using coal or other dirty fuels, I think is pretty hypocritical. Now, the other argument is, well, okay, well, now these other opportunities are available, whether it be nuclear power, wind, solar, whatever it is, something that's not like coal, right? But to develop those, the infrastructure for those fuel sources is quite expensive. And we're not going to just provide them to India or to China, right? We're going to sell them to those places. We're going to make a profit. So I know, but there is the option to change, though. They are aware of different yeah, but that's what I'm saying, right? Like, it's easy to say because that's what we're able to utilize, but we didn't utilize those alternatives overnight, right? First, they had to be developed. Now they are developed, so the technology, the ability to use them is there, but it's not like it's going to be a quick change, right? But yeah, I mean, well, the thing is too, if in the UK, Canada, US, wherever, if you had the numbers that China and India have, you'd have the same kind of problems with pollution, right? Like the population is just so large. But yes, I understand they're going through their own type of industrial revolution, which we went, yeah. Now, if anything, because we've paved the way, they have the potential to leapfrog us, right? Which is also partly why the projections that China within, I think, 2030 or something like that will be or 2130, no, yeah, 2030 will be like the largest economy, right? And then India is close behind them. And maybe India will probably surpass China shortly after China becomes the world economic power. So basically, India is going to be the world economic power. probably in our lifetime. But the one thing, though, that happens as a society becomes more industrial and the general education increases, the birth rate decreases. So, which is already happening in China, because people they're leaving the like the rural settings and becoming more urban, and their population growth is decreasing. Kind of messed up how a country can have massive economy and still be considered a third world country. Yeah, I mean that's a whole thing on its own, right? Because some economists say that basically China wants to be classified as a developing country because it gives like certain benefits, like as far as tariffs and yeah. I think Africa is going to be the next emerging economy. Although you do have a few places in Africa that are quite well developed, like South Africa, Egypt. But then you have a lot of other places that are not well developed at all. As an engineering student and from the research I've done within the sectors in the Caribbean, the pollution allowance are getting a lot slimmer than it is right now, and I expect the same for the world. What do you mean, like the amount that industry is allowed to pollute? Or do you mean something else? Okay. But yeah, it's one of those things like you can have all of these rules and regulations for your country and then still have hazy skies, right? Because of your neighbors. Like to really see any significant change or progress, everybody's got to work together. I'll be right back. And you may rejoice, for I have predicted it. Be more. How you doing? How's your day coming along? Okay. We're just here solving the world's problems right now, so if you want to contribute, feel free. Yep, that's what I meant, and also more economical advances to wipe out the processes to make the pollutants in the first place. Yeah. So if you mean like to wipe out the pollutants, like as in wind energy or solar energy, that kind of stuff. To develop that infrastructure, though, we are still using the old dirty source of energy, right? We're not at the point yet where we are using solar powered plants to develop solar power. So we're still, like, the end result is cleaner, but to create that cleaner result, we're doing it in a dirty way. But I mean, that's just the way it is. That's just the way of progress, right? You've got to build one thing on top of another. But I think the thing is, all of the powers that be need to accept that there is a problem, and we need to accept that no one country is going to get no one country can get out of the problem unless everybody works together. One thing I'm not, like, I like the idea of space travel or exploration or even colonizing Mars or any other planet. The only thing that I don't know if the objective of that kind of stuff is curiosity or if it's as an alternative place to live. Because if it's an alternative place to live, we're going to be in the same boat that we are currently, where we are now, unless we change our ways. So whether it be polluting or land development, whatever it is, if we get to the point where we can't live on Earth and our answer to it is just to go to another planet, well, and unfortunately what would happen there is the other planet would end up like Earth a lot quicker, because we would already have the ability to destroy it quickly. So unfortunately, that is something I will not be around to see. I might be around to see the first person step on Mars, but I definitely will not be around to see people living and thriving on Mars or any other planet. I don't know if anybody alive today actually will be around to see living on Mars. I mean, like living, not establishing a colony. Because I think there are probably people, maybe teenagers, that may be some of the first colonists on Mars. But in that case, I mean, it's going to be a lot of development, right? You're not going to be going there and just to hang out. What do you got going down, Bemore? What have you got going down? Oh, let's see here. Galactus, I can destroy Earth, World Breaker Hulk, break the world, break everything. Humans on Earth, way ahead of both of you. Yeah. Something. I'm doing the side quest on my alt. Okay. Have you been staying on top of it? Like only like 1 or 2 entries at a time? Okay. Let's see. Okay, cool. I have. Oh boy, condolences, dude. Condolences. I find doing one entry hard enough bad, and right now I've got two. Oh crap! I'm gonna have. No, right now I have one. Oh, that's actually not too bad. So I will be back to two probably before. But once I get the T4B arena done, probably try to get that other entry done. So yeah, it should be okay. Should be. But we shall see. Oh. Do you think the side event is too long? Yeah, I think 10 fights is too much. Yeah. But it is no energy. The rewards are pretty good. Well, and you do get another set of rewards outside of because you get the ones for using Captain America. But yeah, what is it? 17 days left. By the time it's done, I'm gonna be so ready to see it go. They really want to make us work for any little bit of stuff we get, eh? Oh, man. And I mean, this is from somebody, like, I don't have anything else to do. This is pretty much all I do. This or watch TV. Soon I'll be getting back out to restaurants and movie theaters and whatnot, but that's going to be a little bit of time yet still. Even if I didn't do arena, I would still think that was that 10 fights is too much. Because they're all like at least 200,000 health, right? So it's not like they're just quick fights. Yeah, way too long, especially hard. Yeah. But I think, so I think I'm at 9,400 6-star shards. So one more entry, and then I think I've got a max sig crystal. So I could be opening a 6-star. And actually, once I get done with the T4B, I'll do the other entry. And if I am only 200 short, I'll open a max sig crystal and open a 6-star on stream. Which I don't normally do crystal openings live. I think it's just going to be another crappy dude, but whatever. Whatever. It's funny, Joe. I know you had complained about the previous side event being long, and I think it was like 8 fights, right? So this is what Kebab does. You think this is too long? We'll show you what too long is. Yeah, I think if this had been like... I think I'd prefer it to be 5 fights at 400,000 health rather than the 10 at 200,000. Because it could make it a little bit interesting if they were a little bit longer. Like there's a few champions that you'd actually get to utilize a little bit more. That are good for longer. Because Aegon would be not a bad way to go. You might get to see some decent use out of Proxima. You could possibly see some good use from Gilly 2099. But considering all of the fights are so short, yeah, you're not going to get to utilize any of those kind of champions. So time-wise, it would be relatively... Oh yeah, so time-wise would be relatively the same. Then if you use some of those champions that are made for longer content, it would take a bit of ramping up, but then overall it would be shorter. Yeah, 5 would be fine for a side-to-side event. Yeah. Unfortunately, what will happen is if they decrease the amount of fights, they're also going to decrease the rewards. Because, you can't give them too much. I think it's a little bit funny. So last year is when Summer of Pain was initially supposed to happen. And the reason they didn't release it last year was that there was so much happening in the game. But they release it this year, and we've got just as much or maybe even more going on in the game. So I really think last year it wasn't. Honestly, looking at how it's been set up, I don't think it was ready to go. I don't think they had it developed last year. Because it honestly doesn't look like it would be that complicated to develop. Hell, I think they could absolutely be developing some of these fights. Like the fight for Wednesday might not actually be ready right now. I could absolutely see that being the case. That's kind of true. It takes my iHulk only 10 seconds longer to kill RL versus the fights in the side quest that is 200,000. Yeah. Yeah, because for iHulk, you want to build to your L2, right? And then once you're at your L2, you've got, a couple seconds of some crazy damage. And if you've got those rage stacks built up as well, yeah. The side quest for last month, though, I don't know what it was. You know what I think for me? I don't like the portals. I like a path that's just a straight path and you just go. I don't like this nonsense of you jump from like one little island to another. No, that nonsense just no. I think that's what it was for last month that I just didn't like it. It was less fights than this month, but I don't mind this month too. The only thing I don't like for this month is the using Cap IW because he's not the fastest option. He's a pretty good option for a couple fights, but overall not. And I feel like I need to use him because of the extra points. And I think it's a little bit shitty to have America Chavez being usable for the extra points, but we're not going to be able to we're not going to have access to her until like the last week. Because maybe she's going to be a hell of a lot faster than any of the Captain Americas. And we won't know until we've only got like a couple days left. When I have 25 rage built, that's 40k mediums. I won't deny those mediums. Yeah, dude. Do you use any specific synergies with him, or you just pretty much just go with him? The Dormammu synergy, I used to use it in Arena. When I farmed with him a few times, I used it then. And then I realized, why am I doing that? It's pointless. Because with the Dormammu synergy, it gives you 50 of the... Oh, crap, I can't remember what it's called. The radiation. Like where you take the damage and then you decrease your health. So you start with 50 of those charges, but you start at 50% less health. And it doesn't do anything. Like, it doesn't increase your damage. It just means that if you got knocked out, you're going to heal up 50%. Like, right off the bat. But as you fight, you get to that point anyways. Let's do that. I might need a nap after this. My lord, I'm already tired. What's going on? It's not even like, oh, I guess I was up a little bit earlier than usual. Yeah, that could be it. Yeah, I really don't use iHawk very often. Pretty much the only time I use them is when Science Combat is on. And it's not even that I use them, I just auto-fight the daily EQ. The couple quests that only take 1 energy. I use the Hulkbuster synergy to extend the SP2 stun long enough to get another round of combo, and for Act 7, I use Nick Fury DPX to heal from the bleeds, but otherwise 90% of the time in every... Okay. Actually, yeah, the Nick DPX doesn't work. It's pretty good with him. You drop off the bleed, and then you're going to heal up, which then allows you to take... Oh, it's the gamma radiation. That's what I was thinking. Which allows you to build up a little bit more gamma each time. Who do you think is the longest lasting relevant champion? Like somebody that when you got them, you utilize them a ton and you still utilize them. I think for me it would be Corvus. When I first got Corvus, when I first got him, I was using him in Story Quest. And I think I used him in AQ, and I still use him in AQ. And only since Shang-Chi have I ever replaced Corvus in AQ. Aegon, once I was done with the Abyss, I don't use Aegon. I used Aegon a little bit for farming ROL. And then when I got CGR, that absolutely stopped. Yeah, and since then, because I didn't even think to use him for the Gauntlet, which looks like he was a pretty good option for a lot of people. It's iHulk for me, but other than him, I would say Dr. Doom. Okay. Yeah, but those are, well, yeah, Dr. Doom isn't as new anymore, but iHawk is still relatively new. What champion? Oh, I guess it's your. So other than the dupe on Nick, what 6-star do you want the most, Supersonic? You know what? I should have thrown on a attack boost. I'd have made this go a little bit quicker. And actually, I think I'm going to anyways because I've got a bunch expiring in like 2 or 3 days. Yeah. Oh, I should have thrown my L1. Oh wait, I could still do it, can't I? Use my L1 and then eat his L2 if he'll throw it. Come on, man. He's not going to use his L2. Oh well. Anybody know a good domino guide video? Any domino videos would be a little bit older. You wouldn't find one that's quite new because she's not really used that much. And she's, yeah, like she's really been, I still like her. I don't use her a ton, but she has great. Like, the thing with her though is it's like really RNG dependent. If you make her a horseman, it's a little less RNG dependent. Still, it is, but not as much. But you need Apocalypse with her, and you know what? I don't know if there were really any like how to play Domino videos. There was a lot highlighting her L2 damage against Winter Soldier when she was new, but outside of that, I don't know if you'd really find a how to play her. The big thing with her is her synergies with Red Hulk and Massacre. Massacre's synergy allows her debuffs to last an extra second, and then Red Hulk, it allows for her heavy to also inflict and incinerate. So if you have the three of them, then your heavies, the incinerates, will last an extra second, which is pretty nice. Other than that, what you'd want to be doing is throwing her L2. Hang on, my sound is messing up. Okay, you want to be using your L2, and you want to time it when you've got lucky, because that's the gives you better chances of getting the crit bleeds. And then there are other synergies that will increase your opportunity to become lucky, and stuff like that. I mean, I know that's no like guide or whatever, but just a couple things that I keep in mind when using her. But yeah, Domino as a horseman can get pretty crazy. Ooh, this is going to annoy me with this sound. I didn't do the gauntlet just because I didn't have the right counter and I didn't feel comfortable with what I had, but I think I would bring Bishop on my team. Really? Okay. But that sense has changed though, right? Yeah. Well, I don't know when they're going to come up with the gauntlet again, but they are going to bring it back. I don't know if it will be this year. But if you think you could get through it for like not too many units, it's worth using units to get through it because the rewards are pretty damn good. Okay, I don't think I have him at max sig, but pretty high sig, so his energy resistance should be pretty. Ooh, yeah, I'm going to use him for magic because I want to see that energy resistance. And the unduped Iceman is not going to do anything for me for that. Okay. Oh wow, that's quite good, eh? Like I really wasn't taking. I was taking a little bit of damage from Limbo, but not much at all. Let's see if we can get it. Nope. Try to trigger it again to see. If you like, I think a 5-star Apocalypse would be fine for the Gauntlet as well. But like I ended up using him for more than half of the Gauntlet, and all the fights I used him for, he was so good. For fights he would work well for, Domino, Doom, Nick Fury, and Korg. For Bishop, okay, thanks, man. I tried searching for a Domino guy, but couldn't find one. But yeah, I have a 5-star Apocalypse, but not our Hulk or Massacre. So, without Red Hawk and Massacre, he'll still do the damage. And it's just that you're not going to get the Incinerate on the heavy, and you're not going to get the extended debuff duration. So with the extended debuff duration, that's great for like your bleeds, for your Incinerate, but it also extends the time of your stun, which allows you to start a combo, back out, and then go back in. So I think it ends up being, so rather than doing a 5-hit combo, you can do like a 9-hit, 7 or 9-hit combo with her, which is kind of nice. It's not something you'd use all the time, and sometimes you might be better off just doing the heavy, and because if you end up with a like a crit Incinerate, it might do more damage over time. But it is kind of fun to do the, like, I think it's 7 or 9 hit combo. But if you're still here, what I've done with the arena, we'll take her in against Winter Soldier and just show you what I'm talking about for the, whatever the extended combo is. And then, actually we could use her, if you're still here, I'll use her for the other pass through the side quest. Use her as a horseman there. Actually, I don't know. I used her for the first 2 times I did the side quest, because the objective to get the Platpool crystals was you needed to use like Massacre or Deadpool, or there's a couple other options to finish off the Hercules boss. So I used Domino for the path, and I got Hercules down to like 5% with Domino, and then finished him off with Massacre. The only fight she wouldn't be too good for would probably be, it would be fine because it's not that long, but would probably be the Hit Monkey, because for Hit Monkey you don't want to knock him down. So you're not going to be using your L2 unless it's going to kill him. Yeah, I'm surprised that there wouldn't have been any Domino guides when she first came out. But yeah, there were tons of videos of people going into fight Winter Soldier, getting their L2 and then highlighting the crit bleed. For Domino, that power shield with Bishop would Rinser Doom does energy damage, and Bishop has good block proficiency and energy resistance. He is a mutant, so good for Nick. Yeah, I'm not even sure if I have a 5-star Bishop, actually. So he's not a champion I've used at all. I think my sound is still messed up. Yep. Nah, I don't know what the deal is with the sound, but that is annoying me. Okay. And for Korg, he can passively parry stun Korg and just do lights. Bishop's block proficiency is on the level of Doom as well. So I think, okay. So, like, your consideration for Bishop, that's just as is, or only if you had Apocalypse? Yeah, the thing for the gauntlet, it wasn't so much. Well, it was specific champions, but you didn't necessarily need to look at your roster and say, "Do I have this champion, that champion?" It was more looking at what you needed counters to, and just figuring out, like for example, like for Vision, for so somebody with power control, or same thing for Dragon Man, and then looking at your roster and figuring who you have that can counter those specific abilities, and if you could find champions who were able to do multiple fights, which is one of the reasons why Quake was so good. She was, a counter for so much of it, which is why I found Apocalypse so good. He was a counter for so much. And yeah, okay, let's do this. Let's do it. As us? Oh, as is. Okay. So you take him stand. Okay. Huh. But if I had Apocalypse, I would use Apocalypse. Yeah. I'm glad I didn't use Aegon for it, because if I had used Aegon, I don't know if I would have even had Apocalypse on the team, but then I don't think I would have used Apocalypse. And it was because of the Gauntlet that I really got my appreciation for Apocalypse. Like, I already liked him because of the Horseman thing, but as just a champion to use himself, it was the Gauntlet that really showed me how much, what I was missing by not using him. I've been screwed over in games so much that I rather watch what I have rather than hope for something that has no 100% chance. So yeah, that makes sense. No, that makes a lot of sense. And I think the Gauntlet more so than the Abyss, it's worthwhile going with not the best options and spending a little to get it done. The Abyss, because it's there permanently, I really think it's best off to wait until you got at least Aegon. Not necessarily the perfect team, but at least Aegon before going into the Abyss. You can definitely do it without Aegon. And if you felt that you really wanted to get into the Abyss and you don't have him, then I wouldn't do more than the first pack without him. And beyond that, really the only benefit would be the Abyss Nexus and the generic 6-star Awakening Gem. Ooh. Oh, wait. There. Okay. Alright, so we are done with the T4B. Destiny, are you still there? Because if you are, I will put Domino on the team. If not, I'll just go with the team I've been using. Domino. But I can tell you right now, there are a bunch of people. Okay, you are. There are a bunch of people who are rebooting their game every couple minutes to see the results of that arena. But we won't know for probably about another hour and a half. Let's just take a quick look. I don't think the results would be there yet, but let's have a look. Okay, hang on. I'm going to mute myself because I'm going to just try to resolve the issues with my sound because it's really annoying me. Okay, I think that did it. The Abyss Completion reward are not worth it. In my opinion, Gauntlet rewards massively overshadows it. Nope, sound's still messed up. Oh my lord. Okay. If the Abyss Completion, if that's all you got from it, then I would agree. But you do the completion to work toward the exploration. But outside of the Abyss Nexus and the generic Awakening Gem, I think the Gauntlet rewards are better overall than the Abyss Exploration. Okay, so I will do a fight here with Domino, with like her team. So if I were to be running Domino, this is the team I would use. If I were just running Domino, so I would use this team. Nick and DPX are there because of running Suicides. Actually, no, I don't want to use DPX. I want to use that one. And the reason I'm going to use just the regular Deadpool is just for this synergy here. Plus 10% damage against champions that aren't female or robots. And the first fight is going to be against Winter Soldier. So there we go. Also, would you rank up Awakened Black Panther OG or Hitmonkey? Also, is Cap IW worth a generic? I think I would go Hitmonkey over Black Panther. But I haven't played either of them enough to really know. But I have, I don't have OG Black Panther as a 6-star. I do have Black Panther Civil Warrior as a 6-star, and I have Hitmonkey, and I've taken Hitmonkey to R2. He'll probably stay there. I don't think I'm going to R3 him, but Black Panther, I don't think I think he's going to stay at R. But the OG Black Panther, no, I think I would take Hitmonkey. Yeah, no, I would absolutely take Hitmonkey over him just because Hitmonkey is going to be better for running Suicides. And Captain America for a generic gem. So Captain America, you're going to want to have at a pretty high SIG. So if you don't have a lot of SIG stones, then awakening him doesn't make much sense. His awakening is really good, but for it to be reliable, you need him at a higher SIG. Like even for me, I'm at 180, and he's still not at 100%, right? So I'm going to leave him at 180 just so that if I do ever dupe him, I get something out of the dupe. But if you have a bunch of 6 stones, he would be an okay candidate. If it's somebody you feel that you would use a fair bit, his damage is pretty good. His block proficiency is one of the highest in the game, if not the highest. He benefits the rest of your team. So, okay, so for the Domino, I'll give you an example. I'm showing about the, whatever it is, 7 or 9 hit combo, and then also doing the heavy, with the parry heavy, and then the incinerate. And the game wants to relog. Wow, what a surprise. I would say probably in the science class, Captain America, Void are probably the two most worthwhile using a generic gem on. Void he doesn't need as high of SIG as Cap IW, but you still do want him relatively high. I'd rather go Hitmonkey over Black Panther, and Cap is tough, but think I would only use a generic if I have a way to max SIG him. Yeah. Okay. So, first we'll go in for the extended combo. Yeah, so it's 9 hits. So you start off your combo, you kind of stop it early, and then you go in for a full combo. And then here is what the heavy will do. So you see you get the incinerate up, and we ended up with a pretty nice incinerate, ticking away for almost 7,000. And let's see if we get lucky. Okay, cool. So we got lucky. We're going to throw our L3. And we have the potential after this L3 to have a crit bleed. Which, yeah, I think the highest I've got was either 11 or 14k tick bleeds. So right now we've got 3,000, which, yeah, it's not terrible. And we're going to use our L1, which will refresh the bleed. So we'll keep that bleed up. And we're going to get to another L1, so same thing. Now the bleed is lasting longer because of MCOC. Well, it's an extra second, which is still longer. Okay. That was a perfect ending combo, wasn't it? Now, let's go in to the side quest, and we'll use the Domino team. For this, I don't think I'm going to have MCOC and Red Hulk, though. So I'm going to want to make Domino a horseman. So we'll take an Apocalypse. And let's see here. Ooh, I want Cap IW. Ooh, 1 second. Okay. So we're going to go Domino, Apocalypse, Cap IW. And I want to use Domino early on. So we'll go with Mr. Sinister. And if anything, I think MCOC, just because your debuffs will last a little bit longer, is probably the more useful between MCOC and Red Hulk. So if you had to bring somebody in for Domino, I think MCOC is usually the better way to go. But in my case, I'm going to bring in a Cosmic just to get the armor break with... yeah, let's go Venom. To get the armor break with Cap IW. I agree with that. She-Hulk doesn't need Awakening. I-Hulk does need it. I-Bomb benefits from it, but not enough to use a generic. And Torch doesn't need his Awaken ability at all. Yeah. Yeah, and Cap IW, for his sustainability, like his block proficiency or his damage, doesn't need the Awakening. It's all of his utility that is behind the Awakening. So we'll use Cap IW for this fight. We're going to use Apocalypse for the next. Make Domino a horseman. And then probably use her for most of the path. Okay, Aaron, how you doing? Okay, thanks guys. The reason I was hesitant on Hitmonkey is because his block proficiency, and I have 176 ready to use on Cap IW. Okay, so if you got a 176, this is 5 stars you're talking about, right? Because for 5 stars, you get 6 stones, and you're more likely to dupe a 5-star just because you can open 5 stars more frequently. So as far as a 5-star go, I'd probably be a little bit more liberal in what I would do, like take a little bit more chances. I probably should be in Sunday Arena right now, but I feel lazy. Yeah, dude, after I've done this, I am not going to be doing... I'll do the arena later tonight. Man Falcon, how's your day coming along? What you got going down? Okay, so we're going to use Apocalypse for this fight, and then we'll make Domino a horseman, and go through the rest with her. That is what we shall do. And we're not going to use our L1 because Hulk is poison immune, so that would be pretty pointless. And I'll need him to use his L2 before I use my L2. Because the L2 here will not kill him. It's going to get him close, though. It's going to get him damn close. Now, I would keep going with that combo, but for some reason, whenever he changes over, you whiff the first hit. Just got up to finish AQ. You're doing really bad at the moment. Not getting 100% in RBG. Yeah, that's the case for a lot of people currently. Yeah, he's a 5-star. Yeah, okay. So if Cap IW is a 5-star, I would go ahead and do it. Yeah, because it's not going to take too long. And 170 is... You're pretty good at 170 anyways. You probably don't even need 170. Probably 150, 160 you'd be okay. But if you don't see any other science champions that you want to put your Sig Stones into, then yeah, you could go ahead and put them all into him. I'm going to farm this revive, then go in arena. Okay. So if we make it to an L2 and don't get hit, if we make it to an L2, any L2 should finish any fight we do here. Because we've got the prowess buff going, we've got lucky, so let's see here. Yeah, there you go. So pretty much every fight I'm going to use Domino for, we should see something similar. If we get to the L2, it should be game over. Oh, you stinker. Now, I'm not able to do the 9-hit combo here because I don't have MCOC, so I don't get the extra time on the stun. And we don't even need the L2, but there we go. So we're going to do Domino for Hit Monkey. We'll use Cap IW for the next 2 fights. And yeah. So I do want to get those extra points with Cap IW. Okay, so we're not even going to need the L2 to finish this one. The L1 will be enough. Damn, that Domino hits like a truck. Yeah, her as a horseman is really good. Because she's got the prowess, the unblockable, or the unstoppable, potential for unblockable. Yeah. Ooh, I didn't want to do that. I didn't mean to hold heavy. But... not quite game over, but pretty close. Artemis, how you doing? My day is coming along okay. There was a T4B arena going on and I didn't know about it. Yeah, that started Friday. I just finished it just before entering here. I think it's still got another 2 hours though, which you can definitely get the 2 million points in 2 hours. So the L2 here might just be taking the recoil. I don't. Ooh, okay. Oh, well, we'll get to the L2 a little bit quicker than I was expecting. But I don't. Yeah, it's definitely not going to finish him on. Yeah, it might just be better doing an L3 to save the recoil damage. Even, I still don't think it's going to finish him now. Oh! What the? Oh, right. Okay. I'm like, wait, did I forget how to parry? So I think that might only be the second time that the parry dex nonsense has actually cost me anything. Oh, shoot! I want to use a revive on Cap IW. Totally forgot about that. Well, if I lose that... Yeah, so I'm going to revive Cap IW after this and use him for the next 2 fights, probably. I'd rather do Crystal Throw. Oh, no. No. But I could have done it Friday, Saturday when I wasn't doing any arenas. That sucks. Yeah, so I'm going to revive Cap IW. He'll probably die again. And I'm just going to keep reviving him because I think I've got 3 or 4 that expire in like 2 or 3 days. And I just realized I was supposed to be running the attack boosts as well. So I need to use 2 more revives. Okay, and I'm going to use an attack boost. Okay. That's happened to me a few times too, where T4B or T1A arena, I realized like the last day that it's been running, and I'm like, well, shit. I could have been doing that all along. And I've only got 1 entry here, right? Yeah. So we're going to use Cap IW. If he dies, we'll revive him again. At least 2 more times. Okay. Holding attack boosts, I know, dude. I know. I should have been running them for arenas, but I totally, just skipped my mind completely. I never get the T4B, T1A arenas on time. I don't do the T1A anymore. Mainly just because the amount of time the other arenas take, and also I've always got an excess of T1A, and I don't rank that many 5 stars. So, because for the most part, I try to just concentrate on 6 stars. Oh dear, that's okay. That was on purpose to use the revive. That wasn't on purpose, but we will use the revive. I should probably use a few health pots too, because I do have some of the smaller ones that are expiring as well. Oh, I'll probably use Cap IW for Thor. Or for Thor. For, what the hell? For Hercules. Okay. Yeah, we'll use a few of the smaller health pots. Excess of T1A, what are you doing? I'm always running out. Yeah, but I'm not ranking 5 stars. So that's why. If I was ranking 5 stars, absolutely, I would be in need of T1A as well. I will rank 5 stars to rank 3, but that's it. If they go to rank 4 or rank 5, it's only with rank gems. Okay, so we'll start off with Cap IW, but if we die against Hercules, then we'll just use the rest of the team. Because I think I've used enough revives. I do believe so. Oh, I didn't even think of that. Considering the fisticuffs, I'm not going to have the bleed and the poison on me at the beginning. That's kind of nice. Yeah. Not too bad at all. I need to practice spacing for the heavies there. So that's a great opening. Okay, not bad. I don't think I can. Right, so I can't block him. So I should be able to parry him. Nope. Wait, okay, now I should be able to parry him. Yeah. Okay. There we go.
Your voice, it echoes in my mind.
Ooh, that could have been bad. When I was a little bit short there, he could have absolutely hit me. Okay. Nope. Yeah, paid for it that time. Wow, I wish I had a big roster like yours. Me too. I wish I had a big roster too. Yeah, but I mean, I've been playing 6 years, and actually, I stopped spending shortly after 6 stars came out. So, but yeah. So shortly after 6 stars came out, I stopped spending, but that's when I started doing a ton of arena. And you know what? It's actually not that big of a roster. And some of the best pulls have all been in the last little while. Like Doom, Apocalypse, Warlock. Claire was arena and Shang-Chi were arena. But Doom, Apocalypse, Warlock, and Hitmonkey, those are all within the last few months. Okay, so I think I have a max Sig crystal. If I do, we'll open that and then we'll open a 6-star. Ooh, and I'm going to... Domino is amazing. Yeah, she's pretty good. And if you can make her a horseman, she's, she doesn't mess around. Oh, yeah. So there's some offers currently. For $55, eh? And it's only a 20% T5CC selector. Yeah, no. Okay, let's see about the Max Sig Crystal. Oh, and whenever I hit 500 subs, I'm going to do a stream and we're going to open the 5-star Nexus crystals, and chat will get to pick who I choose. We're going to do 10 of them, and I'll open 100 of the daily Thronebreaker crystals for that stream. But let's see if we can't find the... Oh, we've got 4. Well, we'll just do 1. Mr. Parasite, how you doing? I'm gonna have to try my 6-star one with Horseman. Yeah, I think maybe she might be stronger as a Horseman than having Massacre and Red Hulk. But you can have it where you've got it all, where you can make her a Horseman and run the Massacre and Red Hulk as well. All right, so let's go. I'm gonna try recording this because I haven't tried doing a recording since I've changed my settings, so I have no idea how this is going to work, but let's see. All right, it might make the quality... No, it looks like it's okay. All right. First and foremost, I'd like a new champion to get closer to even arena teams, and other than that, I'd like to do Nick or Ghost. That's really about it. A dupe on Omega Red would be nice, but I think I'm going to go for him in Arena when he comes around. But let's see what we get. And if I start crying, don't make fun of me. I hope he gets up the God tier. Even a bad new champion, I'm okay. A bad dupe really sucks, though. Now, let's see what we end up with here. Ooh. Oh, okay. Well, that's a new champion. It's a good champion. I think I might be regretting taking Hitmonkey to rank 2. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that, actually. I think I'm going to take him to rank 2. And if I were to do any more skill R3s, it would be him. You're one subscriber closer to 5,000. Well, thank you, Destiny. But no, not 5,500. I don't think I will be streaming long enough to get to 5,000. Yeah, crap. Because he's good with suicides. Yeah. Well, actually, no, that's really good because I don't have anybody skill-wise to use skill resources. So that's really good. I don't have a ton of skill ISO currently because of Hitmonkey. Let's see here. Yeah, I've only got 43, but that's fine. Okay. I got him for the 4th as a 6-star. Nice. Or some call him Mole God. Yeah. Maybe I need to do openings on stream more because I think the last 9 or 11 6-star openings have all been just shitty dupes, and I much prefer a shitty new champion over a dupe, even if it's the first time, like for a shitty one. But yeah. Why not 5K solar? You can get there. Probably. I'm just saying. I don't know if I'll be streaming that long. I think I'm going to stream long enough to get to 500 subs. But 5,000, I don't know. I'm old, you know. Okay. Let's see. I think we're done AQ. We better be done AQ. Oh, we're not done AQ. Oh shit. Oh right, because somebody couldn't finish. Let me see. Anybody? Okay. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get them done with Warlock. Maybe. But if not, I'll revive and use Corvus. 10%, eh? I should be able to get them done with Warlock. Maybe if I stop talking. Oh dear. Nope. You even stop talking didn't help me? Are you saying you don't want to see us again anytime soon? For the no. I'd say that 5K, dude. I'm just under 500. To get to 5K, nah. I don't know if the game will be around long enough. Yeah, I think Corvus should be able to get this done. And I won't talk at the beginning because I don't have any excess alliance revives, but that I'd be okay throwing away. Oh, you son of a gun! No! My heart, my ailing heart. That got scary. I agree with Aaron. You can get to 5K. We'll be here for the next game. You know, if anything, what I'd like to do would be like doing IRL streaming, but if I were to start traveling again, that's what I would like to do. I'd like to stream travel things. Okay. I need to practice or just get good at dexing Apocalypse's L1. Because if I could dex his L1, I think I could one-shot him. And it's easy to say. Because, you know, once I am able to dex it, then I'll find another excuse why I can't one-shot him. But anyways, that is it for me. I'll probably be back tomorrow. But until then, thanks for coming and hanging out, and I will catch you guys later. Take care.